تستنى؟ حمل يا ابني حمل.
دكتور تمام اوكي. من البلس اداره العروض مظبوط؟ لا
ايوه اول مره ما يبان. ايوه من البلس حمل.
اوكي
وانت بتحمل انا حامله. بسم الله. هاي ستارت. اوكي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We will start our session for today. Our examining board is Dr. Asim Al-Haj, Dr. Noha Nijm, myself, Professor Zahar, and our first student for this doctorate program for this Viva, this project defense, is Ahmed Al-Quba. We look forward to see his presentation. May Allah give him guidance. As usual, it's 3 minutes for the bio and then 15 minutes to 20 minutes for the presentation. Go ahead, Ahmed. Bismillah. Yalla.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يقول الله تعالى والذين صبروا ابتغاء وجه ربي تعالى from whom I learned a lot science and good morals. And for the heroic leader Ismail Haniya and for more than 45,000 martyrs killed by the Israel gang.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. So you took your 20 minutes now.
I would like to
discussion.
Okay, thank you. This thesis is titled "The Role of E-Learning During COVID-19 Pandemic in Enhancing the Leadership Behaviors of School Principals and Educational Leaders in the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan." I'm the researcher Ahmed Al-Quba, specialized in this title within the doctorate degree in management. I previously obtained a master's degree in educational technology and a baccalaureate degree in biology. My work is an assistant school principal and I own a training company. I am married and I have 3 children, the oldest of whom is Al-Bara with 11 years old. Here is abstract. This research examines precisely how e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic can support school principals and education
I
leaders.
forgot to mention that your main examiner is Dr. Noha, so be careful.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Noha. Thank you. Research investigates how e-learning affects leadership characteristics such as decision-making, communication, and instructional leadership. Research methodology used mixed techniques with both quantitative and qualitative methods of data collection. The sample included 234 participants. Senior leaders received a greater impact than their mid-level and junior colleagues. Implementation of e-learning platforms allowed for more collaborative and flexible leadership. The quantitative analysis demonstrated that e-learning enhanced overall leadership behaviors. Leaders reported improved adaptability and innovation in managing educational processes. Leaders reported challenges with technological accesses and maintaining engagement in a virtual environment. E-learning has changed the leadership behaviors of educational leaders. Statement of the problem. The study focuses on the leadership behaviors of school leaders and educators during the COVID-19 pandemic. The researcher, assistant director of public school, noted flaws in communication, decision-making, and organizational development. I'm sorry for lack of movement slide. And organizational development due to the transition to e-learning. The study aims to identify methods to enhance leadership behavior among educational leaders in Ajloun province. The finding could help effective leadership methods to assist the educational processes during time of danger. There is 6 questions to study as follows. Question 1, how has e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic influenced the overall leadership behaviors of schools, principals and educational leaders in Ajloun Governorate? Question 2, in what ways has the use of e-learning platforms during the COVID-19 pandemic positively impacted the communication skills of school principals and educational leaders? Question 3, is the impact of e-learning on leadership behaviors more significant among senior educational leaders compared to mid-level and junior leaders during the COVID-19 pandemic? Question 4, how do school leaders who adapt their leadership styles to e-learning environment during COVID-19 pandemic experience challenges and opportunities for innovative practices? Question 5, do school leaders perceive more benefits than drawbacks in using e-learning for leadership skills development during the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly in terms of flexibility and collaboration? Question 6, what are the differences, if any, in the impact of e-learning on specific leadership behaviors during the COVID-19 pandemic compared to the enhancement of overall leadership behaviors through e-learning? This slide illustrates the gap in various directions from which the study benefited. The problem of the study focused attention on the impact of e-learning during the pandemic on leadership traits. This was an addition that distinguished many studies. The study was distinguished by its focus on the educational leadership in Jordan, providing specific local insights not available in other studies that often focus on developed countries. The study provided a comprehensive analysis of not only the challenges but also the opportunities presented by e-learning, helping to provide a complete picture of the impact of the pandemic. The study provided direct practical recommendations to decision makers and politicians in the field of education with help improve educational policies and support educational leadership in facing future crises. While many previous studies focused on the immediate effects of the pandemic, this study was notable for analyzing the long-term effects on e-learning on leadership behaviors. The sequence in the theoretical framework looks like this: e-learning and leadership in Ajloun Governorate, Jordan. E-learning necessitates a paradigm shift in leadership behaviors. Challenges include digital divide and technology accesses discrepancies. Key leadership theory include the transformal leadership, leadership in a complex world, and leadership in the digital age. Leadership behaviors have evolved with e-learning requiring adaptive decision-making and data-driven procedures. Research investigates transformational leadership behaviors, adapting to internet-based e-learning environments, and utilizing technology for collaboration. The study model refers to the investigation of the effect of the independent variable on the dependent variability through several hypotheses. Example of hypothesis, e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly enhanced the overall leadership behaviors of school principals and educational leaders in Ajlun Governorate. In the methodology of the study, the researchers' efforts in selecting the study population and then selecting the study sample for the purposes of the questionnaire and the study sample of for interview purposes appears here. The importance of having senior leadership positions in participating in the interview. This study adopted the two instruments, a questionnaire and interview. The questionnaire consists of 5 sections. The questionnaire consisted of 40 items. Case study, the study investigates that e-learning during the corona pandemic supports the improvement of leadership qualities of educational leaders in Ajlun Governorate, Jordan. Methodology, the study sample included 234 respondents from different leadership level plus 5 top leaders by employing descriptive research design and quantitative and qualitative approach. Finding e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic significantly enhanced overall leadership behaviors, communication skills, decision-making, and problem-solving capabilities. Conclusion, the results emphasize the importance of e-learning in promoting effective leadership practices. Analysis techniques. A set of analysis was used across statistical software that matched the need for the required examination and to demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of the results. The answers to research question, the study determined the answer to the question as follows. In question 1, the data indicates that e-learning has impacted the leadership action of educational leaders in the area. Why not appear? Sorry. Okay. So question 2, e-learning has positively influenced driving behaviors in some ways. Although e-learning has significantly improved problem solving and decision-making processes, its effects on educational leadership and communication effectiveness appear to be less significant. Sorry, Doctor, I think the platform not supports design, PPT design. Okay, question 3, e-learning has had a general impact on leadership behaviors at all levels, although the size and the nature of this impact depends on a particular leadership position. The answers to each question 4, e-learning has contributed to the development of new skills and the promoting of new methods for educational leaders, while recognized the difficulties of dealing with the operational and the technological aspects of e-learning. Question 5, the move to e-learning has allowed for much more regular and effective communication, likely driven by the need of maintain operational chosen and employee engagement in the virtual world. Question 6, the effects of e-learning on specific leadership behaviors are an important indicator of e-learning enhanced leadership behaviors during the pandemic. A new outcome, e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly boosted overall leadership behaviors, especially in communication skills, decision-making, and problem-solving abilities. Senior leaders have seen more pronounced impacts from e-learning that their mid and entry-level counterparts. Okay. There is a strong positive correlation between the implementation of e-learning and the enhancement of leadership behavior with the significant improvements observed across various dimensions of leadership. Strategic adaptation during the implementation of e-learning during the pandemic helped the school principals define their roles to support transformation in e-learning. Conclusion, this study sought to answer questions looking at the impact of e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic on the leadership traits of principals and educational leaders in Ajloun Governorate in Jordan. In addition to checking the levels of managers most affected and whether their utilitarian impact is more than negative or vice versa. The finding underscore the importance of e-learning in fostering effective leadership practices, which are crucial for navigating the challenges posed by the pandemic and beyond. The research highlights the transformative potential of e-learning in educational leadership. E-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic significantly enhanced the leadership behaviors of school principals and educational leaders in Ajloun, improved communication, decision-making, and adaptive leadership strategies. E-learning enhances overall leadership behaviors. E-learning positively impact communication skills, impact more pronounced among senior leaders. Adaptation to e-learning reduces challenges, increases opportunities, perception of more benefits than drawbacks in e-learning. No significant differences in impact on specific leadership behaviors. The researcher considers that e-learning during the corona pandemic provided a great opportunity for managers and educational leaders to improve their leadership qualities very quickly, and that it supported the different leadership levels of managers and their assistants to improve certain aspects of their leadership characteristics. The researcher also expects that this effect may not apply to e-learning before or after the corona pandemic, due to the factor of complete and compulsory transformation from full face-to-face educational to full e-learning. And the researcher considers that the opportunity to improve leadership among educators and managers in the future will be less or slow. The researcher attributes the reason to the fact that the form of optional e-learning individually affects the people themselves without going through the chain of leaders and decision makers. Recommendation: invest in technical infrastructure, strengthen the technological infrastructure to support reliable e-learning accesses for all educational stakeholders. In professional development program, develop comprehensive training programs focused on digital literacy and e-learning e-learning leadership skills for academic leaders and teachers. Inclusive feedback mechanism incorporate feedback from teachers, parents, and students to create more inclusive and responsive e-learning approaches. That's it. Thank you for all.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Thank you very much. We will start with Dr. Nuha as your main examiner. And the floor is yours, Dr. Nuha. Go ahead.
Thank you, Professor. Good morning, Ahmed. Ahmed, can you hear me? Ahmed?
Good morning, Doctor.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Doctor, yes.
Well, Ahmed, I get a little bit confused when reading your the topic of your dissertation. I didn't get the full picture. Was e-learning employed in Jordan prior to the pandemic? I know you've mentioned some program that was starting in 2017, but it's not mentioned out there. To what extent was it employed in the system? What was the plan for e-learning? So could you please brief us on e-learning in Jordan before the pandemic? You hear me?
Okay, Doctor. The educational system in Jordan was never based on online education. I have an example. My brother holds a PhD stamped and signed by Condoleezza Rice since from 2021. Sorry. But the state has not recognized it until now. When there was only an option for e-learning in Jordan, the measurement became more effective and strong.
No, you're not getting my question. My question is, was e-learning planned or was it utilized or used in... You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me, Ahmed?
Okay, now okay.
Okay, Ahmed.
Yes, Doctor, yes.
Was e-learning employed or planned to be merged into the traditional educational system in Jordan prior to the pandemic, before the pandemic?
في تأخير في الصوت دكتور نوح، على الأقل 10 ثواني بينك وبينه. هو بترسلي بعد 10 ثواني بيسمع.
There is no policies for e-learning in Jordan. By chance, with pandemic, e-learning coming to Jordan. Enough.
Okay, so you're saying that there were no plans in Jordan to employ e-learning in the education system prior to the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for leaders, leaders in the educational system or in schools, what was the main challenge for them when they had to employ or learn about e-learning and then apply it or merge it into the education or practice e-learning?
Okay. There is no equipment and no plan and no experience for e-learning. Just when pandemic come to whole world, Jordan beginning to act without plan. So teachers or managers or principal assistants have not any tools to do at the crisis, but يعني start.
Okay. My question here is based on the levels of or the stages of leadership needed. If you are to introduce a new system, a new way of teaching, which is e-learning, that would require a different leadership qualities than a continuation or immediate application of the available system or a methodology that is already applied, or there's some experience in using it in the country. So was this reflected in your study? Because I haven't found anything in the questionnaire about that part. You're going immediately into the impact of pandemic in the or e-learning during the pandemic, but it doesn't show the different stages. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Different stages. Okay. If I understand the question as well, leaders at the top level have direct responsibility for managing that educational system, and they are the ones who direct leadership at other levels. And there are significant effects of their decision, so they are more effective. Leaders have needs which can be addressed with the planning and training.
Okay, let me put it another way. Did their leadership characteristics or conditions or ways of practicing leadership change, or was or developed during the pandemic, because there were different stages of the of e-learning. So was leadership or the requirements for leadership changing from one stage to another? Did you do that? Did you have any dimensions in your questionnaire or survey or interviews that would reflect such changes in leadership role during the pandemic?
Okay. The whole sample consists of various level of leaders at a different level, but the stages are different, but they are the same for everyone, because they are equal in experience of e-learning. Yes, okay, not same as leadership, as characteristics, but same at experience of e-learning during a pandemic. So the stage is one, same to same.
Okay, if Allah forbid another crisis happened, what do you think the main changes or main leadership qualities that has to be applied? Excuse me.
Yes, okay. Okay. When new pandemic come with chance and a little previous experience from COVID-19, I think the planning should be found, and experience of level of immediate level of leadership, because the oldest leadership come out of job. I think will be or should be improvements than the COVID-19 pandemic, but I cannot build a picture for this case.
Well, yeah, that's one part of your research that you need to consider adding, because in your recommendations, you're not considering only merging e-learning into the traditional education and leadership requirements for that, but there should be some lessons learned from the pandemic on future applications or future leadership qualities. Now, Ahmed, the pandemic has, like it was 3 years ago. How, to what extent did the pandemic affect the traditional education in Jordan now? Has it changed since the pandemic, or it just was employed or applied during the pandemic and then going back to the traditional education and that's it? Is there a consideration for merging e-learning into the traditional education in Jordan?
Okay, I think the pandemic is very good for Jordan, for educational system in Jordan. E-learning better than in the crisis, but now no, face-to-face is better. Study recommends training and benefiting from previous experience about pandemic. The pandemic has affected well in terms of improved leadership traits. So I think if we faced a new crisis, a new pandemic, a new anything, e-learning will be very recognized. But in Jordan, I think until this moment, I'm sorry, as you all know, until this moment, Jordan doesn't or didn't اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Jordan don't give in e-learning all characteristics, or planning, or all system. حتى يعني doesn't given e-learning any percent of educational system.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, in order to avoid restarting the whole thing again, there should be some leadership initiatives in order to include e-learning into the traditional education, or merge it into the traditional education in Jordan. One last question, Ahmed. What's your dependent variable?
Again, Doctor, please.
What's the dependent variable in this dissertation?
Leadership behaviors for school principals and educational leaders.
Okay.
That's contain collaborative and flexibility and communication and decision making.
Okay. Wait a second. Because in one of your charts, in the presentation, you mentioned that impact of e-learning is one of the variables, while impact can't be a variable. Okay. Yes, yes. No, go back, please. Okay.
Your Doctor?
Yeah, the independent variable here is impact of e-learning, Well,
affected to dependent
impact
variable.
can't be an independent variable. It can't be a variable, Aslan. Okay. And in the study itself, your presentation of the dependent and independent variables were not correct, so you will need to go back and modify them. Okay. I have many comments on the on the file, so I just additional comments you will need to consider, inshallah. Okay, I'm done from my part, Professor Zahir.
Thank you. Before moving to, thank you, Dr. Noha. Before moving to Dr. Asim, can you tell me, Ahmed, exactly in the slide that is in front of us, you said the independent variable is the impact of e-learning. What is the dependent variable? Ahmed, when I'm talking, you should listen. You don't distract your attention with something else. سامعني أحمد؟ عندنا مشكلة في الكونكشن، عندنا 100 مشكلة في الموضوع.
Okay.
سامعني؟
The impact of it.
يا أحمد, please listen to what I'm saying. Try to understand. What are the what is the independent variable and the dependent variable of your
Yes, doctor, yes. دكتور أنا سامع. يا دكتور أنا سامع. أنا سامع.
Okay, if you listen, answer. What is the independent variable of your work and what is the dependent variable?
Okay, dependent variable enhancement of leadership. But Dr. Noha, correct now.
If Dr. Noha, talk to me. Dr. Noha has said there. I'm trying to see if you are aware of what you've done. You tell me what is the independent and what is the dependent? مش عارف انت يعني سامع وبترد ولا ايش مالك؟ رد.
What are the impact of e-learning on specific leadership behaviors during the COVID-19 pandemic? Dependent enhancement of leadership behaviors through e-learning during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Dr. Noha, what is your objection to this?
دكتور أنا الصوت بوصلني قاعد متأخر جدا وأنا رديت مرتين وحتى لما كنت أرد كنت تحكي لي ليش بتقاطعني مشكلة مش عندي صراحة.
أوكي. تفضل دكتورة.
الامباكت هو ريزلت يا بروفيسور، فمش هينفع هنا ان هو يبقى independent variable.
But the e-learning behavior is not a result.
احنا عشان in order to measure the impact, we do not include it as a separate variable. We use it or we use the proxies for the impact.
Yeah,
so it's not usually used or identified as an independent variable.
Okay, Ahmed, have you got that, ya Ahmed? Ahmed, have you got what Dr. Noha said? عندك مشكلة في النت. It's not our problem. It's disastrous.
Yes, doctor. Okay.
سكر يا أحمد سكر الكاميرا من عندك. سكر الكاميرا. سكر الكاميرا عشان الصوت يطلع أحسن أسرع.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. Okay. Okay, yes, doctor.
Okay, Dr. Asim, try to tackle the rest, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, Ahmed, can you hear me? I think the problem persists. Can you hear me, Ahmad? If you hear me,
yes, Doctor. Yes.
Let's go to the title page, please. Title slide.
Yes, Doctor. Yes. Good morning, Dr. Isam. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Take us to the title slide, the very first slide in your presentation.
Okay. Title page.
Okay. Now.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So your title is The Role of E-Learning During COVID-19 Pandemic.
First slide. This is first slide.
Yes, fine. The role of e-learning during COVID-19 pandemic in enhancing the leadership behaviors of school principals. Okay. Now, in enhancing, this enhancement, is it then and that's it, or it's then and now and it's continuing? What is that role? Can you specifically state the role after all this work? Can you specifically state the role of e-learning on enhancing leadership behavior? How did it enhance leadership behavior?
Okay, Doctor. Improvements will continue after Corona. The role of the pandemic is improving collaboration and communication and decision making as a trait of leadership characteristics or leadership traits. Flexibility.
Can you give me examples?
Yes, Doctor. When immediate leader or entry leader waits for decisions and by chance becomes the decision maker for a group that follows him, the effect of improvement appears as ability of decision making.
It's not. The answer is not clear to me. I feel that. There was. I feel that you are saying that there was no leadership before, and suddenly leaders have come to understand the role, and now they are become active. This is how it feels.
Yes, Doctor. The
Okay, Ahmed, take me to the problem statement slide.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, in school, there is a principal or a principal assistant usually weight the decision from the high level of leaders, head of departments.
Okay, so now they don't wait. Okay, look, statement of the problem. Where is the problem? Can you put your finger on the problem here? Tell me what the problem is, because it says here the study focuses also.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, where is tell me about the problem.
Is the feeling that there is a problem in decision making and in communication between principals and assistants of schools and mid-level of managers and high level of managers, and all the problem absence of leadership in school and in Department of Education.
But you have not mentioned absence of leadership. Well, you don't say that. Do you say that? No. I mean, look here. The only statement about the problem is the second one. Of course, you shouldn't say. You just say, flows in communication, and it's not just what you noted. A big problem should be something that has been raised by researchers before, written in reports, stated in newspapers and the media. They know now it's a big problem. It's not enough to say, well, somebody noted issues in communication. That's why we need to do research. That's not enough. It's okay. You can do that, of course, but it's not enough. It's not strong enough to do the research like that. You have to support the need by from other sources, as we know.
Okay, Doctor, yes.
Because in the statement, in this slide, you say the study focuses on so-and-so. That's not a problem statement. The study aims to identify methods. That's not a problem statement. And the findings could help. That's not a problem statement. So here in the one slide, the 3 sentences or statements we don't need.
The slides show the problem briefly.
Okay. Dr. Zahir, I have more to say, but I think there's a problem in the communication, so it doesn't make it easy for us to cross-check.
Okay, I would suggest that we, sorry to say that, we postpone this till Ahmed fixes his I would say
okay.
connection.
In slides,
whenever he's ready,
or doesn't appear.
Whenever he's ready, okay, whenever he's ready, we will cross-examine him maybe at the end of the day. So let's move to the second one. We have seen his presentation, but let us cross-examine him when he's ready. What do you think, Dr. Asim?
I agree. I'm in support.
Okay. Our next student is who is that? Let me look at that.
Ihab al-Bawadi.
Ihab, I think the last one is Ihab, isn't it?
Is it?
It's me, Doctor. It's me, Bara al-Qoush.
Oh, Bara.
Bara al-Qoush. Okay, Bara, I'll give you the floor.